Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Let y'all get up in here, man. Talk about this fight that just took place. I did a post fight on it. But now we're gonna talk about this fight that just took place, man. And wow, after the fight, after the fight, man, that was crazy. I was not expecting that. Anthony Joshua, he went crazy at the end of that fight, man. I'm gonna let a few of y'all get up in here first because I want to converse with you guys about this. But yeah, I thought Usyk won. I thought Usyk won about 8 rounds. Them giving it to Joshua, I know one of the judge gave it to him 115, 113. I really didn't see that, man. I didn't see that at all. I gave Usyk 8 rounds. Even when I was watching the telecast, I believe Chris Mannix gave Joshua the first 2 rounds. I know I gave Usyk the first round for sure, but I wasn't seeing those 7 rounds to five for AJ. I don't know how that judge came up with that. And it's not that he wasn't being competitive in his fight. He was to me he looked much better in this fight than he did the last fight. I still thought he fought with the wrong game plan. I still thought that even though he was fighting at a little bit more at a better at a slower pace this fight, I still thought he should have upped the pace against Usyk and use his physicality early in the fight. But I thought he was waiting to use it, man. I'm not sure if he was scared that he was going to get walked into traps, if he was just overthinking. But what he did after, let me get to that, man. What he did after the fight was just it was bizarre, it was awkward, and it was totally uncalled for. He was trying to take away from Usyk's moment, man. He did this with Andy Ruiz too, where he goes in these long soliloquies and he gives these philosophical speeches after his losses. Like, dude, like, let the winner have the moment. You know what I mean? We can hear from you in the post fight presser or when it's time for them to talk to you in the microphone, but he loves to take the microphone and you think he's just the MC out there with that microphone, man. And he picked up the belts and then he threw the belts down and then he went up in Usyk's face and said, I'm stronger. How did you beat me? And something about character. And he's acting real bizarre, man. It's just like he doesn't. It's like his immediate reaction to losses are just really bizarre. Now, again, when you lose, you're not. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna be happy, right? But he goes a little bit extra with his theatrics, man. Um, and you know something's bizarre when Derek Chisora has to step in. When Derek Chisora is. Bruh, if Derek Chisora is stepping in to say, hey man, break this craziness up, you know it's out of order. Um, but yeah, all that ferocity that he was showing after the fight when he was trying to fight his way to stay in the ring, and then when he was walking towards the back, the dressing room, it seemed as if, I couldn't hear the conversation, but it seems as if on TV at least, watching it, like he was getting into it with somebody in the crowd where they had to like hold him back a little bit. And it's like, and then he get, and all this vigor he was showing after. I'm like, dude, where was that in rounds one, two, three, four, five? Like, I'm not gonna lie, he did turn it up in round nine, but it's like, dude, where was that at the beginning? Like, why didn't you use all that in the fight? Like, I wasn't understanding what, you know what I'm saying? I just wasn't understanding it, man. Okay, TS Boxing. Okay, jabs are stiff. What's good, man? He says another nervous breakdown. TS Boxing says, I think when you've been attacked for years, especially social media, you get tired of it. Yeah, but at the same time, though, TS, I would say that he gets a lot of love too. I mean, just go look at the dude. So he's followed by millions of people. Now, obviously, all those people that follow you aren't necessarily your, fan base. Well, I guess they are fans. They're just there to hate on you, but his supporters rather. He gets a lot of love too, though, man. So I think it goes both ways with that. But I do what you're saying. Maybe he reached his mental breaking point, and like I said, pre-fight, man. Sometimes AJ is a little bit too truthful with us, and we like people to tell us the truth, tell the truth. But sometimes everything's not meant to be said out loud. You know what I mean? And AJ just wears his emotions on his sleeve, and some people like that, some people don't. But that to me after that was just a mental breakdown, and it wasn't a fight where he was getting his ass whooped. It was a well. the 10th round he was getting pieced up. I mean the totality of the fight. He wasn't getting like beat down or nothing. He's still marketable, man. He lost the decision to shit. Usyk's going to go down as one of the best fighters of this generation. So there's no shame in that. He didn't get knocked out or embarrassed or beaten one round or something crazy like that. I thought he was winning some rounds. He was patient. Now, in during the fight, I heard the announcing crew, they were talking about Joshua dropping, like bending his knees and dropping down to another level to be like Usyk's height. And again, right, I'm not a pro boxer, but I'm just like, man, why would you give up your height to make yourself shorter? Like, I remember he did that against Povetkin, but he was doing it to land body shots. Maybe he was trying to bait Usyk in to try to land that uppercut. I'm not sure, but I was watching the fight like, I don't see what they're so impressed about, man. Dropping your height down to not make yourself the taller man. I just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But again, maybe he thought he'll get better leverage on his hooks to the body. I'm not sure. But to me, even if you're standing tall, just dip your, just bend your knees and rip up hooks. You don't need to already be squat down low to do it. Maybe people thought he'd be on better balance like that, because towards the end of the fight, Chris Mannix and those guys were talking about AJ starting to stand straight up. He started to just get pieced up, and them body shots was hurting him. And then he started getting countered, and he was missing, and Usyk got into his rhythm, like especially in that 10th round. But that ninth and 10th were classic. I thought AJ had a chance, uh, had a possibility of actually dropping Usyk with a body shot in that ninth. You know what I mean? And Usyk persevered, man. That's a tough dude, man. Then the 10th, it was like a flip. It was like a flip, right? A flip of the action, where Usyk was landing some good shots upstairs and down. He was mixing it up, and then he started throwing them 4 5s and 6s, man, punches in, and and AJ's trying to think. He was getting pieced up that round. But what AJ, along with that body work, when AJ was kind of holding Usyk down and he hit him with that hammer fist, when he hit him with the hammer fist, I know it's an illegal blow, but look, man, hey, let the ref do his job. Let the ref come in and break you and say, hey, man, no roughhousing. But I thought AJ should have tried to do more of that. Maybe he would have got fatigued trying to fight like that, but why not, man? I mean, shit, after the fight, you had a lot of vigor and anger and you were ferocious, so shit, why not use that in the fight? You know what I mean? Let me get to these comments. Shire Wolf says, remember when Dillian White said we are not seeing the real Joshua, what we did tonight? Yeah, I do remember that. Leading up to their fight, he kept saying how Joshua was fake and this is a company man that we're seeing. Yeah, I remember all that. Yep, I sure do. And I remember in the Gloves Are Off episode, they were going back and forth with that. Yep. TS Boxing says it was another old OG, the usual suspect. M. Reynolds, that dude, he said that dude needs a break. King says, what's up, man? TS Boxer says, I personally don't believe in his post-fight love scenes or kisses. No one should thank another person for beating them. Just guys should have the decision and walk out rap. And I don't mind that. It's the fact that he came back. Like, look, I get it, man. When you lose, you're pissed off. You don't want to shake nobody's hand. Like, I get it, right? There's Hall of Fame athletes in every sport across the board that have that type of mindset. Then there's some dudes that are Hall of Fame as well that, hey, give you your handshake, and then they go on about their business. Me, I'll just say, good fight, go on about my business. You know what I mean? Because you want to show that, well, I would want to show that respect. You know what I'm saying? Just getting in there, put my life on the line. But at the end of the day, you want to win the fight, right? But it was the fact that he came back and then went on this long ass soliloquy. He started talking about his life, stuff that we already know, that he was a late starter. Just sounded like he was kind of crying, man, to be honest with you. Just he wasn't happy with the decision that he lost to a guy that's, everybody's looking at him like a cruiserweight, and he was pissed off about it. And he mentally broke down, man. Just when you're trying to get it, it seemed as if he was trying to get it into it with somebody in the crowd at first, and then he picked the belts up and threw them down. Then he walked out of the ring, then came back in the ring, then took Usyk's flag, and it was just weird. Just some weird stuff, man. King says, I think it was his best performance to date. Usyk, for me, is such a supreme boxer. I feel AJ won't get any credit for his performance. Even in the 11th, 12th, the guy was gassed and tired and tried both warriors. Ed Salsa says, he why did he choose the IBO and the ring belts? Is there a message there, I wonder? He had the IBO. I thought he had the WBO in his hand. Did he have the IBO in his hand? I thought he had that WBO strap in his hand. I'm not sure. I forget which one. I know he had the ring for sure, but I was so shocked, man. He could have had a Gucci belt in his hand. I was just shocked that he was just what was going on. Um, the Woken one says, "Hey, Mr. Boxing Day, that was a great match for Usyk and AJ. Should have concentrated more on the body shots as Usyk was uncomfortable dealing with it." I agree. He should have went to the body much early. Oh, TS says he think it was the WBA. Um, Eddie Salsa says, or couldn't he got hold of the others? Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure, man. The fact that he picked up any of those belts and threw them down, man, that was it's pretty awkward, man. I don't know if he feels as if he got robbed because he was saying, uh, "I'm stronger than you." Man, it was the audio was kind of muffled a little bit, but he was like, "I'm stronger than you. How did you beat me?" First, I thought he kind of meant like, "Damn, man, I'm stronger than you." Like, "Damn, how did you beat me?" Like that type of vibe. But then it came off more like, how you didn't win this fight. I won this fight. I got robbed. It was a split decision. Maybe the split decision made him act like that to where he feels as if, damn, okay, so one judge thought I got it. All right, bet I can use this as, some outrage, some fake outrage. And I really won the fight and let's watch it again. And hey, I watched it again and I did win this fight, that type of thing. So it was weird. Um, Shara Wolf says Joshua was insinuating that Usyk won because of a sympathy vote because of the war. Nah. And I thought Garcia was. I don't think he was. Look, man, I'm not sitting ringside. I'm not sitting where Garcia was sitting. So I don't know what he saw. But when he told him that he was up, I believe after the fourth, or was it the third? He was like, it's 3-0, 4-0. I'm like, nah, come on, man. Why are you telling them that? You might as well just stand outside the ring and say, beautiful. What was McCracken doing last time? Brilliant. You might as well just been doing that if you're going to tell him he's up 4-0. But that's just my opinion. What's good, Mike Wilkins? King says, I don't think at all. Well, okay, he's talking to Wolf. And then as far as the Herkovic versus Zhang fight, I got to go back and watch that one, man. But I thought that Zhang got it by a point. But I'm gonna go back and watch the fight again. The more telling blows seem like they were landed by Zhang. I mean, and that's what a 40-pound weight advantage does, right? But his punches were literally like, or was it like 35 pounds, 30 plus pounds. But his punches were like thudding and like moving Herkovic and like hurting him. Whereas when Herkovic was landing, he was landing some good shots, ripping Zhang's head back here and there, but he was more he there were spurts in the fight where he was using some activity, and then there were some spurts that looked like Herkovic wanted to quit almost. And James, like he was just gassed. Like for a minute, I thought he broke his left hand or something because he just was not throwing punches in those 11th and 12th round. But then when he did decide to open up, he would catch Herkovic and hurt him, put him on a rope sometimes, make him take a step back. There was a few times where Herkovic, he just like turned his back and kind of walked away. It was just some odd behavior tonight, man. Good card. I enjoyed the card, but it was just some odd behavior by some of the fighters tonight, man. Um, I was sitting there like, man, if Zhang could just turn it up, but when you're 280 pounds, or what was he, 277? It's hard to just turn it up, right? But I was thinking like, man, if he just put a volley of punches together, he would be able to get probably be able to get Herkovic out of there. Yeah, we're gonna play tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought about that one. But hey, man, Herkovic won the fight, and he is the IBF mandatory, but he's gonna have to up his game if he plans on doing anything with a guy like Usyk. Because if he shows any type of tiredness or putting his hand down and wanting to walk away, Usyk won't do him the favor that Zhang did by not throwing or being so economical to where he's just letting Herkovic kind of just walk and catch his breath and regroup. Usyk's not going to do that. And I think Usyk can probably take Herkovic down the stretch and drown him. King said, "Did you watch Tabiti versus James the Beast Wilson?" Yes, I watched that fight, man, and I thought with the first round, the first 20 seconds of the fight, I said, "Oop, wrong game plan." When I saw James come out there and try to box with Tabiti and not try to start fast, I knew it was going to be a wrap. Now I am hearing that James took this fight on like 12 days notice. He hadn't been in the ring in what, like 3 years. He said himself he just been training his boys, and he stays in just shape for a man, just staying. But he hasn't really been in the ring, really hasn't been training like that. He took the fight on 12 days notice, So, but still though, you got up in there, so we got to talk about it. Didn't give him a round. I thought he was trying to box to Tabiti too much. Tabiti, look man, when he started to add that lead left hook from, because first he was just peppering him with the jab, then he started leading with left hooks, then he was throwing the jab, then the left hook behind it. Once, and he was just mixing up. Then like towards the end, he started adding in that right hand, that straight right hand with some body shots. And once I saw Wilson trying to go to the ropes and fight off the ropes, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, this is pretty much over with. So Tabiti looked good, man. Again, against somebody that been off 3 years. Said that he hasn't really been training for any fights, just 12-day notice. He took care of business, But Tabiti said that I know before this fight that he doesn't plan on staying at heavyweight. He just wanted to get on the card, get a fight, and be on this big massive card. Teddy B Midwest Sports Talk, what's up, man? He says love watching both fights, but for all the upcoming heavyweights, the word of today is conditioning. Yes, it is. Conditioning, conditioning. Jang, Herkovic, AJ. There's some other fights tonight too. Some under the radar type fights that I'm gonna watch tonight. Leonel Perro, the Cuban heavyweight, who's went undefeated against Frank Sanchez in an amateur. He's a really, really, really good technician, man. Perro, check him out. He's 7-0. Who else is fighting tonight? Cassius Chaney is back in action. Joe Casamano's back in action, and there was someone else. I'm forgetting right now. Oh, Antonio Morales, the big 6'9" Mexican heavyweight who's 4-0 with 4 knockouts, top rank heavyweight. He's in action tonight. Southpaw. I'll check those fights out as well, man. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Nick B says, do you think Otto Wallen would be a good comeback fight for Joshua? Yeah, I think it'd be a good fight, and I'll give Wallen a solid chance of winning that. It's another southpaw who's crafty, um, doesn't move nearly as well as Usyk, but is somebody that has sparred with AJ, right? Because Wallen was in AJ's camp for preparation when he was fighting Charles Martin. And I think AJ used him again, I believe. I know he was in the camp because I did a video on that back in the day. So, and Wallen, to me, man, look, when he was coming out of Sweden, I thought Adrian Granat was the better Swedish prospect, and boy was I wrong. They fought each other too, and he beat him. You know what I mean? Because I didn't think his power would be good enough, but he has a damn good chin, some work rate, and he has a basic but yet decent, good skill set. And he's not gonna be intimidated of AJ. He been in there with Tyson Fury. I know Brazil has lost in title challenges, but he was in there with Brazil. He's not gonna be intimidated at all. Uh, Sherwood says, will this mean we may now see Joshua Wilder sometime? Finally, it's still a massive fight. I would love to see that fight. Sign me up, man. I'd love to see it. Because AJ, look, man, he's still dangerous. I still think he's tailor made to get hit with a right hand from Wilder, but he showed that he can still be dangerous. He can be cautious a little bit, and he's powerful with both hands. It's not just a right hand you're waiting for. That motherfucker got an uppercut, left hook, and a pretty good, decent right hand. But Wilder has a nuclear, a nuclear right hand. Did I see my boy D Style? What's good, D Style? D Style up in here, man. D Style, man. I know you're gonna go live, bro. What did you think of the post fight theatrics, man? AJ went on his long soliloquy and started talking about his life. It was just awkward. It was super awkward. Teddy B Midwest Sports Talk says Perro had a great fight on Ortiz, Martin undercard. Oh, D Style said he thought it was a WWE promo. He just looked confused, man. He looked so confused. He left the ring, then he argued with somebody in the crowd, then came back in the ring. Damn, did he throw the belts down before he left the ring? It's just so much coming out. Like when all that was going on, look, man, look. When I saw Derek Chisora get, like, I'll say this again. When I saw Derek Chisora get in the ring and say, "Hey, break up this craziness," you know it's out of order. If Derek Chisora is breaking up some shit, oh man, oh man, if Derek Chisora is trying to break up some madness, you know shit then hit the fan. Um, Let me see. I didn't get behind on these. Yeah, Eddie said I need some WD 40 them hinges. Yeah, I'm in my porch area, man. My son was coming out asking me if we're gonna go to this particular gym tomorrow. But yeah, motherfucker do need some WD 40. He lost. He lost. Could have lost graciously. Look, I was just like, man, where's all that anger and rage in the first, second, third, and fourth round? You trying to show me that you're angry and all that shit after the fight. It's like, and you trying to wrestle past Chisora to stay in the ring, and it was weird. It's like, where was that? Where was that physicality when you were trying to push Chisora off you? Where was that same physicality in the first, second, third, and fourth rounds, man? Uh, Let me see. Read a few more. I'm gonna get off here, man. I'm gonna go check out some other people, see what everybody else is saying. Try to listen to some panels, different opinions, and see what everybody's saying about this. But Usyk went in there and took care of business, man. He went in there. I thought he won 8 rounds. The ninth and 10th round were pretty classic rounds to me. I'm not saying they go down, you know, the best rounds I've ever seen, but just in the heavyweight this current era, that will go down. The ninth and 10th will go down as some classic stuff. AJ looked like he was damn near about to put Usyk down with body shots. With I thought he should have started earlier, and then Usyk turned around in the 10th, looked like he was damn near about to stop AJ. He had AJ even trying to get on a rope, saying, "Come on." Once I saw that, I really thought he was going to touch the canvas. I was like, AJ trying to wave him on while he's against the ropes. I know he might be trying to bait him, but nah, you're not. You're not James Tony against the ropes. You know what I mean? You're not out. No. That's not your thing. Uh, hey, I see Blood up in here. What's good, Retro? Boxing documentary. Yeah, bro. Hey, Blood, you just joined, but like I was saying, man, if you got Derek Chisora in the ring playing peacemaker and trying to break something up, like looking like, man, this shit's crazy. Y'all need to stop it. You know it got serious, right? If Derek Chasseur in there trying to calm you down, that was weird, man. Throwing the belts down, uh, telling Usyk, how did you beat me, and all the swear, because AJ goes from company man, then he's like swearing, which I don't give a damn if you swear, you grown ass men, but he just turns it on and off. I just wish that same animalistic side of him would have just been around one, two, three, four. You know what I'm saying? And not so much after the fight. You know what I mean? So look, I'm gonna go check out some other uploaders, man. See what everybody's talking about. Want to get other people's opinion. So maybe I'll see some of y'all at these other channels. D Star, are you going live? Blood, I know you're gonna talk about it, man. Blood is gonna have some funny ass commentary about it, some history, but it's gonna be funny. Uh, D Style too, man. I'm curious to hear what y'all brothers got to say about this, man. All right, y'all. I done gave my 23, 24 minutes worth of what I had to say about it, but oh, okay. D Style said not till Monday on the aftermath show. Okay, bet. All right, man. Y'all be easy, man. I'm gone, man. Peace.